Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact me. And if you lend your friend and your family hard-earned cash and you cannot get it back, feel free to contact Real Talk, that collection department, and they will be glad to assist you in any possible way. So viewers, I must say a good night to those of you that are locked on to Real Talk with Saieed Ali in Trinidad and Tobago, of the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on our page, remember to like and share our page as we go live. We keep you up to date with events that happen throughout the course of the day. So, as we get started off tonight, viewers, police officers will now be increased in monitoring traffic, and they're going to be conducting exercise to prevent road fatalities, and are warning drivers to obey the law and take all necessary precautions to ensure their safeties and the safety of their passengers. This comes after 3 fatal accidents were recorded within a 6-hour period on Monday. The 3 deaths brought the number of persons who died in traffic accident for the year thus far to 86, compared to the 115 for the same period last year. Officers also stated that while the comparison represents a 25% decrease, they were still considering over the frequencies of the accident and urge drivers and pedestrians to be vigilant and responsible. So viewers, we know now is the Christmas season. You know, you all would want to drink and drive. You know, some of you just drink and drink and drink until you can't get up, and then you just want to go behind the steering to drive yourself home. Caller, good night.
Hey then, season greetings to all your viewers, yourself and all your crew.
To you, my friend.
Now, the thing is, the police on a prevention of road fatalities, how are they doing that? Most of the cars pack up. You understand? Are they going to be walking in short pants with Butu and manning the street? I can't understand how they're going to do that. And the other thing is that a fella by the name of Iwatsky and Gibbs, remember, they wanted to use the bicycle patrol? I wanted to bring back that to help them with that, because it could be cheaper, because if all of the vehicles pack up, they can't respond to nothing. The police service has collapsed. Now, the other thing is I've seen Mamu Roger and them union and he said and them jumping up left, right, and center. Remember when Petro train shut down, what they do? They put the tail behind the leg and remain quiet.
That wasn't jumping.
Right. I see this stomping with Lennox Petroleum. I wonder if that man take your rig and go, what will happen? And
I understand.
I see, and he said to them, bumping the calling workers come out from a day of protesters Angostura. But I could see with that, You remember that fella who is the CEO of Caribbean Airlines? You remember Caribbean Airlines ain't making no money? And you give that fella fat bonus?
Yes.
If you give a company that ain't making no money and you give the CEO a fat bonus and the government responsible for that, likewise, Angostura making a profit, you know? So why you can't give the
workers, they are 6,000.
Right, because they generated the profit. No, it's two sides of the sword, because I don't want my taxpayers' money, because I have a vested interest in that as a taxpayer, government, state-owned company. But I think they deserve it. But I can't understand why the CEO got from Caribbean Airlines, a company that is basically they should have shut down a long time. And I want to know if any employee in that company got bonuses too, because how could you only get the CEO alone here?
I understand.
Alone the company?
True.
But nothing is coming out of that, and I suspect they get bonuses. And everybody's suffering other than that. And likewise, all the government MPs and them get big fat pension after they serve in 5 years.
Yes.
So what good for the gander, good for the goose?
Exactly.
All right, good.
Thank you, my friend. Moving on, viewers. Contour Global, the UK company awaiting approval on the sale of Trinity Power Limited, have stated that the local market will increase jobs and improve electricity supply. CEO Joseph Brandit stated that operation will begin between January and March 2021. Brandit also assured that there would not be any job cuts, but rather increased business opportunities. And as for electricity supplies, there will be no change in the contract between the power plant and TNTech. So now, viewers, Contour Global is telling us that there will be no job cuts, there will be increase in opportunities, there will be no change in contract between the power plant and TNTech. So which means that's something good. The sale of Trinity is a deal between Contour Global and its current management, Western Generation partner, which operates out of the United States. Other assets include, in the sale of US $837 million are in New Mexico, Texas, Southern California, and Connecticut. So this company, Contour Global, is a big company. It's a UK company. They have plants in different countries, and they are willing to buy Trinity Power Limited in our country. So viewers, if they are giving us this assurance, I can't see why there's a hold back on the deal. Caller, good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Saeed, I see Wasa only digging road and putting connection, but they are fixing nothing. They will put in gravel. People going to break the neck in the motor car. Yeah, Wasa come back and do the same stupidness again.
Same gravel thing.
Yeah, gravel thing all over the road have threads. You got damage your car, you will get an accident. What Wasa already doing?
I understand. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for highlighting the matter. Workers of Lennox Petroleum are still protesting for their back pay since November and have now brought out their children to protest as they demanded that the company pay what is due. The workers brought their relatives to the front with the hope of persuading the company to pay, but officials stayed indoors. They stayed indoors. They are also appealing to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to get involved. The workers, now I will tell you something, The workers and them asking the Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley to get involved. Now let me give you a little heads up. You asked the wrong person. You ask the wrong person. Why am I saying that? He is not the labor minister. You see, when you have situations like these, workers have to protest. You get the union, you get the Minister of Labor. So my advice to these workers of Lennox Petroleum, in your protest, call for the Minister of Labor to join you, not the Prime Minister. The Minister of Labor, that is the person you all should be calling on. Now the workers had won 2-court case at the Industrial Court and the Court of Appeal, which ruled that the company has until November 23rd to pay US $9 million in retroactive payment. Call on the Minister of Labor. Let the Minister of Labor step in, because this is workers of the company. This is what they need to do. This is the person they need to get in touch with, the Minister of Labor. When last we heard the Minister of Labor in Trinidad and Tobago? When last? Is the Minister of Labor still holding a position, or it is vacant? Caller, good night.
Good night, sir.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
There was a situation with me where there was this guy, and he had a little problem home, and he called on the police. And they told him straight up front, we cannot come in because we really don't have no vehicle. So I just want to make a suggestion. I think a lot of people could figure out that. why don't you, you have all these vehicles parked up all over the places. Scrap about 5 or 10 and fix 15.
I understand, yes, yes.
And do the same thing with the boat. If you have 17 boats and 1 working, scrap 5 and fix 5. So you will have 6 working. I don't know if that makes sense or it doesn't make no sense.
That sense. Well said.
All right.
Thank you, my friend. Now, however, viewers, Lennox Petroleum is denying that it has to pay the money, saying no money is owed and that the matter have been appealed and will be heard in June 2021. So if the workers are saying that they have won 2 court battles, which means the union is supposed to be involved, and if the union is involved together with the workers, making sure that they win this court battle, all the union have to do is keep a press conference, keep a press briefing, bring out the documents and make it go public. That is all they have to do. Because according to reports, the union saying, the Lennox Petroleum is denying that it has any money to pay. So how do we settle it? With the union keeping a press briefing? Call the media. Bring out your documents. Let copies of the matter go viral. So we would know if the company is lying or the workers together with the union are lying. You see, the truth have to come out. Because the back and forth, you don't reach nowhere. A versus B, B versus A, you don't reach nowhere. The only way to reach somewhere is to bring out your documents. That's the only way. So how are they to go forward? The union will come out, the workers will come out together with the union and say, yes, they have money to pay. The company will say, well, no, we have no money to pay. And they'll never win the battle, so bring out your documents. Bring out your documents, that's all you need. It's a serious thing with company and workers these days, you know. It's a serious thing with company and workers. So viewers, just a little reminder. You know, Real Talk is doing Single Mothers Food Drive. We are doing the Single Mothers Food Drive. We have about $95,000 again to reach our quota. I am asking 95 persons in Trinidad. 95 persons to make a contribution of $1,000. Now, when we meet this 95,000 quota, it would give us that $250,000 to go and feed 175 single mothers in Trinidad with children. And you all can see, I've been showing you photos. We have already started packaging stuff. Hopefully we want to give out next week. But remember, there's only so much I could give. To continue reaching our quota of 175 single mothers, we need the next 95,000 to complete the 250. So I am asking you, 95 persons make a contribution of $1,000. And remember, I am giving away one of my prized possessions, M3 Sport 320i BMW. This is what I'm giving away. So, come on viewers. 95 persons, that's all we need to make up the amount. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
Yes, you're live on Real Talk, go right ahead.
Good night again. If those workers depend on the OWTU to help them, again, because Roger will sell them out just as he sell out of the petroleum workers. He did nothing for us and he will do nothing for them people. And everything he did is just a show. And he's a total sellout to this country. And he should be ashamed for what he did to us, the petroleum workers. Right? So if them people depend on him, they better think again. Good night.
Thank you, my friend. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but remember, I am appealing to you. Make a contribution. Make a contribution. It's just 95,000 again we need to complete the 175 single mothers in Trinidad. So we will have more discussions, viewers, right after this break.
Sale, sale, sale! Waldia Shoppers World One-Stop Shop. We are the #1 in household supplies and accessories. Located at 50 Sukram Street, Sangre Grande, next to the Civic Center. On sale, a wide range of toys to choose from. Drones, helicopters, cars, bikes, remote control toys and much more. Muslim wear for both male and female. Stereo sets, Bluetooth speakers, smart TVs from $2,100 and up. Electronic appliances, washing machines and dryers, stoves from $275 and up. Car accessories, tool sets, Pioneer decks, kitchen cutleries, plates, teacups, curtains, clocks from $50. Cell phone accessories, detergents. Stay at home and stay safe with our barbecue pits. Waldia Shoppers World One-Stop Shop. We are the #1 in household supplies and accessories. Located at 50 Sukram Street, Sangre Grande, next to the Civic Center.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Saieed Ali, viewers. Your #1 current affairs program on Synergy TV from 7 to 8 p.m. So viewers, those of you who love to work hard, save your money and buy a car, Finance Minister Colin Imbert is saying that we have too much cars and that is enough. So listen to this. Minister of Finance Colin Imbert has revealed that citizens have bought 19,460 cars at a cost of $2.2 billion. Now, listen to this. Citizens, not one person, not two person, not three person, but citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. 1.3 million people in Trinidad and Tobago. Right? And Colin Imbert is saying that 19,460 cars cost $2.2 billion. Listen to this. He noted that these purchases exhaust foreign exchange as they are voluntary. So I want to ask Colin Imbert tonight, like I asked him before. Would you come out and tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, all these big supermarkets and big companies in Trinidad and Tobago, how many money or how much thousands or millions of US are they getting to import stuff for groceries and chicken to supply to Trinidad and Tobago? You see, you're targeting the car industry. This is the second time you target the car industry. But you're not targeting the biggest supermarket and the biggest wholesale stores in Trinidad. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. You're coming out to tell the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that it costing $2.02 billion. But you're not quoting a figure on these big franchise holders thing. How much money are they spending? How much US are they spending, Mr. Colin Imbert? How much? And this is the second or the third time you're targeting the foreign news. So I want to know now, where is the president of the Foreign News Car Dealers Association? How come we're not hearing him? How come he's not opening up his mouth? Because if he's a leader of our organization and you're the finance minister making this kind of statement, I expect you as the leader of the organization to stand up. Because if you won't stand up, the car industry will be like, so where's our president? Where's our vice president? Where are these people? But Colin Imbert ain't coming out and telling the public how much franchise holders, how much money they are spending in US. How much? Imbert stated that there are enough cars in T&T as there are over 1 million motor vehicles. He further stated that US 300 million have been going out each year for the purchase of cars.
We have a number of different policy initiatives here that we are looking at. With 1 million cars in Trinidad and Tobago, with 300 million US dollars going out every year for the purchase of cars, and with the crushing economic effects of the pandemic, we felt that we needed to prioritize what our foreign exchange is used for. And there certainly are enough cars in Trinidad and Tobago at this time.
So you see, citizen, the Minister of Finance, who all you put, who all you put is telling you now, don't spend no US on cars. You cannot get a car. We have enough car in Trinidad and none for you. You're quoting 300 million US each year. Why don't you come out and quote a figure how much the franchise holders in Trinidad and Tobago pay for goods to service Trinidadians? You see, when a Trini buy a car, they buy it off of their hard-earned sweat, and they need a vehicle to carry them from point A to point B, from work to home, and so on. But for you to come out now and tell them we have enough cars in Trinidad, it's like you telling me now, Saeed, you can't have no car again, you know. Because we're spending too much US on cars. Come out and make a statement. Franchise holders spend X amount of dollars in importing stuff to feed the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Come out and say something. Come out and say something. Where is the economists standing for Trinidad? Where are they? Where are they? Regarding all types of vehicles, public and private, the minister also noted that 24,590 vehicles have been brought in for 2.76 billion as 10,796 were new cars. The price of a new car, not everybody could own a new car. When a man could buy a foreign used wing road wagon for 60,000, he don't have 200,000 to buy a new car. He could have, his loan, his bank could only give him 60,000. So that is what he's buying a car worth 60,000, and he will get a roll-on for 60,000. So I just wonder where the common sense in these ministers them. Now, Imbod also paid attention to foreign used vehicles, as the figure disclosed also indicate that purchases of new car was also high. So just now, by next year they're going to say, well, we stopped the importation of vehicles. To save the US dollars, so the up-and-up class could have it. Holders of multi-billion-dollar business, franchise holders, you could have the US to see about your business. We're reaching there soon. We are reaching there slowly, you know. We're reaching there soon. Very, very soon. Because a businessman, you can't get more than 500 US from the bank per month to spend. You can't. You can't, because right now I'm looking for US and it's hard. It's hard to get. $750 I'm paying for a US. Why so much? Because I need it. I need it. So by next year, the Minister of Finance is telling us we won't be able to buy cars. It's costing too much. But I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. So moving along, viewers. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley have stated that registered Venezuelans who are currently in TLT will be given an extension. He was speaking at today's post-cabinet briefing in which he stated that they would be allowed to remain for another 6 months.
We have done the extension, and we will do it again. Those who are here and they have an extension which ends in January, What the government, what I'll take to the cabinet, is that they be allowed to remain for another 6 months.
Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Yeah, the Minister of Finance said we have over 1 million cars in this country, right? We paying 5% road tax. So check how much money they collecting. Where do we have money, boy?
Thank you very much.
If you see the road up here, it's like a river running across the road. We always have to be full in all kind of old block and all kind of old things just to pass across it. What's that they got the road and they never fix it? And if you see the condition of the road up there, we have 1 million people paying 5% of the money to fix the road and nobody else is doing nothing. Somebody collecting that money, we want to know where that money going.
Thank you, my friend. Well said. Well said. So we're going to ask the minister that now. Where all this money going? Where all this money going? You know what I often ask myself? Why do we have contractors in Trinidad and Tobago? Why? Why do we have contractors in Trinidad and Tobago to patch road? When we have regional corporations throughout the country. What are the purpose of the regional corporation? Could somebody tell us the purpose of the regional corporation in Trinidad and Tobago? Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
I want to ask Mr. Saieed for a hamper. I miss a gas furlough and the council and gas furlough picking and choosing people to give them.
Repeat what you just said.
I want to ask him for a hamper. The councillor in Gasparilla picking and choosing people to give them. The councillor
in Gasparilla picking and choosing people to give hamper?
Yes.
Who is the councillor for Gasparilla?
Shafraz. Shafraz Ali, yeah.
Shafraz Ali?
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. We will follow it up and see what has taken place. So now, viewers, the Prime Minister further noted that there will be no open door policy for any immigrants seeking to enter as refuge.
During that 6-month period, there would be changes in the legislation, but it might not be what others are asking for, which is to have an open door policy on refugees for economic migrants to come to us in large numbers. The most you can see in that change is new and firmer laws for persons who encourage the illegal trade and stiffer penalties for human trafficking.
Remember when I stood right here and I ask immigration, I ask the security department in Trinidad and Tobago, how is these Venezuelan immigrants coming in? Are they coming as asylum seekers or are they coming in as refugees? Remember when I asked that question? So listen to this. He also noted that persons who want to come into the country as an asylum seeker must first prove that they are in danger.
And I dare say, if you are going to apply for asylum in Trinidad and Tobago, anywhere in the world, you have to prove that you are personally in danger and personally under attack for race, for religion, for politics, or whatever. But because of the interaction between you and the powers that be, whoever they are, that you are personally in danger. Your ambition for a better life through economic change is not grounds for asylum anywhere in the world.
Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Good night, Sir Saieed.
Yes?
Good night. Here going on now. Just for you earlier, and then fooling people. Here going on now. We waiting since 2007. We waiting for cane money, and these people are robbing we. They're fooling we. They want to give you cane money. That European money, they're not rolling the money, and 7 years, and they want to and Petrotin talking about money, and then we just 7 months long to close on carrying. They gave me money. You tell me what's really going on now, and people only talking about this and that thing. We're talking about refugees now, and we talk about money. We are not struggling to. You understand? We there so long, and we are getting no money. When refugees come, just what they, and they give them all kind of thing.
We self-employed. The government they give me nothing, no cane for my thing, no support from the government, and they have the money, that the European money. Why they holding back the money for? They talk about case and all kind. The case finished, and they'll give me a judgment. They give me a judgment now. Rowdy money paying the fool with the cane from them. Because look how long we were waiting for that money.
I understand.
Today, you know, right? And Petrochemical getting the money. Look, the whole them for get protesting for money. We can't protest because it's COVID. They talk about COVID. There's nothing wrong with COVID. You understand? They're using the weekend money and fighting the COVID. Give me money now, man. We had to beg for that.
I understand what you're saying, caller.
Watch me. And if them for like give me money, watch me. You see, when you have cane, man taking up cane one cane and loading, watch me. Them fellas will get stroke, you know. They will suffer for robbing the cane from them.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
But I know who will suffer, I know who will get stroke, but I know robbery in the sight of God is a serious thing. So viewers, you heard where he said that persons coming in the country as asylum seekers must prove that they are in danger. Remember, I told them that all the time. I said, I am asking you that. The Immigration Department, the Ministry of National Security, how are these individuals coming in as asylum seekers? Do we have any laws that govern Trinidad for asylum seekers? Do we have any laws in Trinidad that govern Trinidad and Tobago for refugee status? Do we? If no, why it is hundreds of illegal immigrants are coming in from the Western Peninsula and nobody's getting locked up? How come? How come? Prime Minister also appealed to citizens to show brotherly love to our Venezuelans who are currently in our country. Trinidad and Tobago have been doing that. They have been doing that. They have been employing them. They have been giving them hampers. They have been giving them shelters. And in return, some robbing and thieving. Because we have seen that in our country. We have seen that. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
Go right ahead.
I prefer give a Venezuelan anything kind of work I have to do than to give a Trinidadian. I tired get robbed with Trinidadian. And when I give the Venezuelan, I get in my work done good.
You see?
That cane man, as for that cane farmer, that money was in the treasury since in Kamala time.
Correct.
And Kamala never give all it. Vote UNC again.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, Minister of National Security Stuart Young was questioned on the amount of money spent each year in relation to transporting prisoners. Young indicated that as of 2018, the cost stood close to $41 million, while the cost for 2019 was reduced to almost $33 million.
Annual cost to transport prisoners in 2018 was $41.485 million. In 2019, the cost was reduced to $33.531 million.
NIPDEC, the contractor, reduced the cost due to a decreased demand for the transport of prisoners due to COVID-19 pandemic.
With respect to the savings in 2020, as a result of COVID-19, I directed that the Ministry of National Security engage with NIPDEC, who is the contracting agent on behalf of national security, along with the private sector company, to reduce the cost based on a decreased demand for prisoner transport. These discussions are ongoing and have not yet been finalized.
So before COVID, it's $41 million to transport prisoners. But listen this. Do you all notice, or have you ever noticed, that every time or anywhere there is a prison vehicle transporting prisoners, there is also a police van. Have you all noticed this? Anywhere there is a prison vehicle transporting prisoners to and from the courts and the jail, there is also a police vehicle. Why the police vehicle? Why the police vehicle? I am asking the Minister of National Security, why the police vehicle should escort them when you are paying $41 million a year to transport prisoners to and from the court? Why use a police vehicle to escort when you have the prison buses, the prisoner bus, and there's a security van also? Why the police to escort them? Could somebody from the Security Council answer that? You're spending extra money. You're spending extra money. Why not buy? Just how the contractor have the contract to buy vehicles and transport prisoners, just so the TTPS could buy 100 buses and transport prisoners to and from the prison while using the same police escort that does escort the private contractor who is transporting the prisoners. And they could do that? And you could do that? Come now, man. Mr. Rowley, our beloved Prime Minister for Trinidad, you are the head of the Security Council. Why not think about that? Come on, Stuart Young, you are the Minister of National Security. But you know what they do instead? You know what they did instead? The Minister of Finance cut $100 million from TTPS. That is what they did. And that is how they're improving TTPS, by cutting $100 million. Caller, good night.
Mr. Saeed, assalamu alaikum.
Welcome, salam. Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
Right. Remember, before Venezuela was in crisis, when our fishermen and them used to go out in the seat of fishing, right? The Guardia Nacional used to hold them and beat them up and take away the boat and the engine. You understand? And the Minister of Foreign Affairs then never used to intervene. He never used to try to intervene to help all the people and sea drugs and all them places. They always holding the fishermen and them and beating them up and all kind of things. You understand? From them, they so always keep doing that. When the people leave, they have to go and make the gun get a visa to go and make Hajj. All the Hajj leaders and them, when they go, they hold them and lock them up in the jail there. They lock them up in the jail and they keep them for days and months inside the jail. You understand? No. The tables turn around now. We have to open the doors and feel sorry for them all kind of thing. Well, that happened by myself at all. Peter pay for Paul. Leave them right there. Let they come, let they go back to where they come from. I go on.
Thank you, my friend. You see, I do not have a problem with the Venezuelans coming to Trinidad. I do not have a problem with the Guyanese coming to Trinidad. I do not have a problem with the Jamaicans coming to Trinidad. But come in through the correct channel. Come in through the correct channel. Come into the correct channel. Because if a Trinidadian want to go to the United States, they ain't going on a boat. They're going through the correct channel and then they go skip their 6 months, and when authorities find them, then they're getting deported. I have no problem with money illegal. But what we have a problem with is hundreds of them coming down through the Western Peninsula. Hundreds of them. Boatload of them. The Attorney General have the bus number, the bus driver. You have the boat, you have the owner of the boat, you have the name of the man who transporting them. You have everything. And nothing is being done. That is the problem. And up to now, I haven't heard the Minister of National Security, nor the Prime Minister, since he was addressing the refugee status, not even him, stood up and made it very clear that if you are coming into the country illegally, you will be dealt with or you will be returned. We ain't hear nothing about that. We ain't hear nothing about that. Caller, good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Go right ahead.
Talking about the Venezuelans, 2 points, right? Number one. Talking about Venezuelans, I was watching another program last night, and you know it have a war, a words going on right now between Trinidad and Venezuela.
Yes.
Yeah, it's real bad. Right.
Yeah.
Number two, right? Yeah, I hear was talking concerning the foreign news dealers, right? And the foreign currency and things. Do you know that Paula Gopi-Schoon, right, come out and say that how she gave a tax exemption to 140 something manufacturing companies in Trinidad and Tobago, free from duty? You know how much money that work up to be? She said 700 and something million TT dollars in a tax exemption. Up to now, Kamala Prasad Disasa actually for a list of the companies, and up to now we can't even get.
They can't provide it.
They cannot provide the list for them.
Correct.
You know who the government governing for? They're governing only for the 1%, different. If all they know that by now, it's only them benefiting from the things that this government doing.
Thank you, my friend. It's a strong statement. It's strong because they're coming down on the foreign news dealers now. The foreign news dealers feeling the pinch for US now. But they never mention about franchise holders. They never mention about the upscale companies, the billion-dollar companies. They never say nothing about that. How many US are they spending? Come on, now let's say something. You see, I go tell you something. If a cake ain't good in the morning, the cake cannot be good in the evening. If your chicken that you cook spoil in the morning, the chicken cannot be good to eat in the evening because it's spoiled in the morning. It's spoiled. So viewers, persons of interest. I'm looking for Brian Jeffers. I hear he's in the enterprise area. Brian Jeffers, could you get in touch with Real Talk, that collection department, please? And I'm looking for Saieed Ali. Saieed, contact me tomorrow, no? Unless you want the public to know who you're owing and how much you're owing. So viewers, if you have seen these gentlemen, please let them know that Real Talk, that collection department, or Saieed Ali wants to have a word with them. You see, when you come forward and you talk, we could be able to work out something. We could be able to work out something. But when the entire population of Trinidad and Tobago know that he's a smart man, what you going to do? You can't blame me for that. I tell you to come forward. Call a good night.
Hello, Mr. Saieed. Good night. Good night, Mr. Saieed.
You're live on Real Talk. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Saieed, what I want to do, I watch your show every night. Right?
Thank you.
And so one or two others. But every beating on the government, which I hear that these Venezuelans come in and whatnot, but nobody talk about the lawyers who are helping them in the country. Nobody speaks about that. It had one was on a TV show talking, a UNC lawyer, that they come with 5,000 and 6,000 US each one of them. And they help them to stay in Trinidad. And if they come without money, the Trinidadian pay the bill for them. The Trinidadian pay the bill for them to stay in the country. But nobody speaks about the lawyers. So who are to be blamed here? Who are the ones? Yeah? They're getting support from the lawyers in our country because the lawyers are running behind money. You see?
I understand what you're saying, caller. You see, this is why I just said the Attorney General said to the population of Trinidad and Tobago, he have all the information, but you having all the information and not acting on the information is like you having no information. And this is the thing. That is why I am pushing to strengthen the border. Put 1,000 army officers on the Western Peninsula. We have them sit down in Camp Komoto. We have them sit down in the army base, polishing shoes, cleaning their weapon, collecting salary. But we have 292 suspended officers drawing $31 million a year. $31 million a year for suspended officers. Cut it out. Give the army officials an incentive and put them on the Western Peninsula and secure the land. Oh, but I forget. That type of common sense, they don't have. The advisors to the ministry, they don't have that type of common sense. You only have book sense. 1 add 1 equal 2. And you stop right there. You stop right there. You cannot add 2 equal 4 because you don't have the common sense. Not everybody have common sense. Not everybody. Call a good night.
Good evening, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
The Central Bank has put out a bulletin, January 2020, and you state that credit cards absorb the largest share of sales.
That's what they say.
28%, retail distribution 24, energy companies 11, manufacturing 8, and car companies 5. So what is the number? What's the real number then, Mr. Imbud? What's the real number? And since the budget, and then repeat it again in the Senate, that the still to get a quota for new cars. What's the number? They say used cars is 3 years. You don't put tax on everything. Up to now they can't tell you what's the quota for new cars. They're afraid to tell you the quota for new cars. What's the number?
True.
They're afraid to that?
Yes, afraid.
And one more thing, Mr. Ali. Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Dr. Kid Rowley said they extended for 6 months. So every 6 months they extend when? Until what? The coming of the Lord?
Until the whole of Venezuela reach Trinidad.
They say they make them illegal. They make illegal citizens legal. That's what they do, right?
Yep.
They get them a card. But every 6 months they go renew and renew and renew. I wish we could renew so way later.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but nevertheless, we'll be right back after this break.
Sale, sale, sale! Waldia Shoppers World One-Stop Shop. We are the #1 in household supplies and accessories. Located at 50 Sukram Street, Sangre Grande, next to the Civic Center. On sale, a wide range of toys to choose from. Drones, helicopters, cars, bikes, remote control toys and much more. Muslim wear for both male and female. Stereo sets, Bluetooth speakers, smart TVs from $2,100 and up. Electronic appliances, washing machines and dryers. Stoves from $275 and up. Car accessories, tool sets, Pioneer decks, kitchen cutleries, plates, teacups, curtains, clocks from $50, cell phone accessories, detergents. Stay at home and stay safe with our barbecue pits. Waldia Shoppers World One-Stop Shop. We are the #1 in household supplies and accessories. Located at 50 Sukram Street, Sangre Grande, next to the Civic Center.
So welcome back to Real Talk with Saieed Ali, viewers. Senator Anna Robert questioned the Minister of Health on the cost of drugs used to treat COVID-19. This took place in the Senate earlier this week. Minister of Agriculture Clarence Rambarat responded by saying that there are other drugs for COVID-19 which cost between 100 to 200,000.
Madam President, I'm pleased to say that there are no other drugs used for COVID-19 which fall within the price range 100 to 200,000. Thank you very much.
So I will read that again for you. Minister of Agriculture Clarence Rambarat responded by saying that there are no other drugs for COVID-19 which cost between 100 to 200,000. How much money did the Minister of Health say it is costing to see about a COVID-19 patient in Trinidad and Tobago? How much? Remember he said it had a job? Remember the health minister said that? How much he said it was costing? Not between 100 to 200,000. How many of you remember that? Robert raised a series of questions to the minister related to the costly drugs. However, the House Speaker turned him down.
Senator Roberts.
How many patients have been treated with this extremely costly drug or drugs?
No, Senator Roberts, I won't allow that question. Yes?
What is the success rate of this prohibitively costly drug?
I won't allow that question either. It does not relate to the question that has been posed and the answer received.
Has any other country utilized this extremely costly drug?
I won't allow that question either.
Criteria, symptoms, or risk factors which make this costly drug feasible?
Senator Roberts, that question is not allowed. Next question, Senator Roberts.
So Trinidad and Tobago, you tell me now. You tell me, every time Mr. Roberts raised that question, it was turned down. It was turned down. I would say that the House Speaker defended Clarence Rambarat. I would say that, based on that video that you all have just seen, we could not find out which country used it. How successful was the drugs? How much patients were cured from the drugs? We could not see it. Is there any data by chance? Is there any data? Remember when the Minister of Health came out and said it cost between $100,000 to $200,000? Remember that? How quickly we forget. That is why I am here to remind you all. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good evening, Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live.
Very good show. I recently started looking at it. Very quickly.
Thank you.
Somebody needs to check with Ministry of Works and Transport.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people, including myself, we are not getting through to meet the deadline to renew our license. The deadline is the 31st of December. The people that have had license, like myself, expiring October, November, December, nobody is answering that phone at the hotline. When you make an online appointment like I made, you're not getting a confirmation email. I am not paying any late fee, and I am not taking a ticket from a police. I posted something on the ministry's Facebook page, and up to now, there has been no, nobody is addressing this. They need to review that extension. If not, a lot of people are going to be in problems with the police.
Thank you for highlighting the matter, my dear. Hey, and just a little reminder, the Elections and Boundaries Commission, for those of you who have ID card that would expire in January, February, they have also said that you can use your expired card, your ID card, until June 30th. I believe that is the correct date, until June 30th. But it was a bulletin that was released by the EBC. So viewers, I would just like to give a shout out to Inal Ramkisoon from C Trace and Diego Martin. He has been a loyal viewer of the show since I started in Synergy Building. And I would also like to thank Mr. Rajiv Dipti from the Supermarket Association of Trinidad and Tobago. He was by me yesterday and he donated some devices to give out to children that are in need. So Mr. Rajiv, it did slip my mind. And I do want to thank you, and I want to thank your wife also for sending the sweets for the staff. So good night to you, Mr. Rajiv Dipti, and your beautiful wife. Hope we can meet up early next year to discuss what we have discussed. So viewers, 5 minutes, 2 minutes. So viewers, I want to say a special good night, but tomorrow night, Real Talk will be having some live singing, a little live parang tomorrow night, if not some chutney maybe. But nevertheless, I want to say a good night to you, and we'll leave you with this.
Millennium Stars. Millennium Stars.
Hey! Hey! Get it! Hey! Hey!
We have a minute to come back.
I want a Spanish woman to marry me. Give me a soca para. Move the thing. Parang so nice and parang so sweet. Para. I love the way to jump to the beat. Para. Don't want no
Millennium Stars.
I ain't drinking them things.
So viewers, you can look out for more of that tomorrow night right here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Until good night.